You said we suffer because of the ego. And then you also say that the ego does not exist. My suffering is real. How can it be caused by something that is not real, that doesn't exist? You can suffer in a dream. You can suffer in a nightmare. While it lasts, to all practical purposes, it appears real. But when you awake, then you know it was not real. And even then, you know that you had suffered. You may be still perspiring. You may be still trembling because of the nightmare. Your heart may be still beating faster than usual. Awake, you know that it was just a dream. But still you suffered. Not only that, even now, when you are awake, there is a hangover. The after effects are still continuing. You suffer from an ego which does not exist. In fact, you suffer because it does not exist and you go on believing that it exists. If you believe in something which is not, you are bound to suffer. Because you will try in every possible way that it exists, but it cannot exist. Just to watch. Whenever you suffer, watch where it hurts, and you will always find it is the I, the ego, where it hurts. You would like to live a life where there is no suffering. But that life is not possible if you carry the ego continuously with you. You cannot make a life around you so that suffering disappears. If you carry the ego again and again, you will bump into some reality which will hurt the unreal. Whenever there is an encounter between reality and the unreal causes suffering. I have heard one anecdote about a very famous man, Oscar Wilde. At a function where the views of celebrities were being canvassed, Oscar Wilde was asked to compile his list of 100 best books. I fear, said he, that would be impossible. Why? He was asked. He said, because I have only written 5. You go on looking at life just from a one single point, you. Humanity used to believe that Earth is the center of the universe, and man, of course, is the center of the earth, and you, of course, the center of humanity. I have heard about a professor of philosophy in the University of Paris. One day he declared that I am the greatest man in the world. The disciples laughed. A poor philosopher. But whenever he says something, he must mean something, so they asked. And they asked that you being a logician, please prove it. He brought a map of the world into the class and said to the students, which is the greatest country in the world? Can you tell me? Can you show me? They were all French, so of course France is the greatest country in the world. So he said, no, the whole world is not the question. If I can prove that I am the greatest man in France, then I am proved. They said, that looks right. But now they started feeling a little uneasy. He said, and which is the greatest city in France? Of course, they were all Parisians. So it was Paris. Now they became even more afraid. He is bringing the truth home. And then he said, which is the greatest and the holiest place in Paris? Of course, it is the university. And which is the greatest department in the university? Of course, it is the department of philosophy. And he said, I am the head of the department. When for the first time it was discovered that the earth is not the center of the universe, it damaged human ego tremendously. The church fought it. Because it was not only a question of earth, it was a question deep down of the human ego. If earth is not the center, then man cannot be the center. And if earth is just a far off outer post and not at the center of existence, then man may be at the most a coincidence. The so-called religious people struggled against the idea. Galileo was called in the court, old man, and he was asked to confess his sin, that he has committed a mistake, and to admit it. Because he has said and proved that it is not the sun that moves around the earth. On the contrary, it is the earth that moves around the sun. If the earth moves around the sun, then the sun is the center. He said that I can admit that I have committed a mistake, and I confess. But one thing I must tell, whether I confess, whether I admit or not, it makes no difference. The earth moves around the sun. It will not change its course just because Galileo asks to be forgiven. You can kill me, and I am ready to ask to be forgiven. I am ready to admit that I have committed a mistake, but my admitting is not going to help. The earth will go on moving around the sun. The earth is not at the center. Why the church was so much adamant? There was reason in it. Very, very significant reason in it. Once earth is not the center, man is not at the center. Then you disappear in a vast universe. In fact, religious people should have been in favor of it because they have been against ego. But then religious people, really religious people, are very rare and few. The whole effort of religion is how to drop the ego. The whole effort is how to penetrate into the phenomenon of the ego and to see the unreality of it. It is unreal, and I know your suffering is real. The unreal can cause a real suffering. There is nothing, a problem in it. Because the unreal becomes almost real when you believe in it. You believe in a ghost, then the ghost is there. In my town, just near my house, there is a very old tree. And my window was just near the tree, and I didn't like people walking, coming and going, so I spread a rumor that there is a ghost. By and by, it became a reality. First people laughed, but even in their laughter there was fear. I had an old servant, so I told him one day to sit just in the tree. And when people pass from there, just create noise. The whole town recognized the fact that this is truth. My family knew it, that I want absolute silence near that tree so nobody passes. But by and by they also became afraid. Who knows? I told them that you know that this is just a trick. But they said when the whole town believes and nobody walks on that path in the night, and even in the day people are afraid, who knows? Once you believe, the unreal thing becomes real. Your belief makes it real. Then it hurts. Then it hurts almost as if it is real. It is only a question of belief. Man is a believing animal. Whatsoever you believe, you make it real by your belief. And you can come to know the reality only when you drop all beliefs. Remember, you can face reality only when you drop all beliefs, all conceptions about it, and you come naked and nude, empty, carrying no philosophy, no belief, nothing. Not even this belief that I am. That too is a belief. Just come empty, innocent, not knowing anything. And then the mystery will be revealed to you, not before it. And the ego is one of the most unreal things, but one wants to believe in it. One wants to be someone. To be nobody needs much courage. To be a nothingness needs infinite daring. Only a Buddha or a Jesus, a rare human being, comes to realize that emptiness, and through that emptiness is realized the fullness of life.